All right, welcome to the Sci-Fi Express Lane. Jeff Carroll here. I want to talk to you, sci-fi writer, filmmaker, comic book creator. I wanted to talk to you about like the power of Kickstarter and what that represents to black people, but or black creators and black people, but in all, but the Kickstarters that I wanted to talk about, they're one reached its goal and the other one's extended. So I kind of want to just talk about the one that's extended, and that is the Epiphany engine. All right. What I did with the other one, Space Funk, which happens to be the one that I'm a part of it, outside of telling you everything about it, that you can find out on Kickstarter, or you can go to their social media pages. I kind of wanted to talk beyond the what they're putting in it, and kind of talk about what I want to get out of it. I am a part of the Space Funk, so that is a project that I'm already a part of. So when it comes to Epiphany engine, I'm really just like everybody else. I'm a fan. I don't have a story in it. None of my characters were invited to be in it, and I think it's fine, because if they do one with a paranormal, graphic novel type stories, or something like that, I'm more fitted for that, because I don't really have superheroes. You can call a ghost hunter a a superhero, but I don't really fit that I don't check that box. So the Epiphany engine is like every independent superhero you could name, and then some, right? More than I care to know, to list, because I don't, just don't want to run names down, because for me, they are independent, and I don't have every independent black comic book that comes out. I don't even think people like Marcus Roberts, who attempt to collect them all, has every comic. It's just too many of them. So something like this is going to introduce us all to a lot of black superheroes, and that's really one of the things that I wanted to get from it. I know there's going to be a central storyline, and I know that is important because I'm all about story, right? And maybe I'll talk about that later. But the first thing that I really want to do and get from it, and I backed it, so this is what I'm talking as a backer, a supporter. But I want to get to know these black superheroes. I've been very hard on the superhero genre for independence, and saying that, what do you call it? Ankh Sister, is the epitome of black superheroes, in that they all try to be a version of Superman. And you have some that are trying to be the X-Men. And that's really not exclusive to black creators. Most people's characters that are superheroes are some version of those, because, to be honest, other than that, there's really hard to wrap around any other power than the ones that DC and Marvel did. You just have to have it happen to a different person. Take some of the powers and give them to a person in a different way, right? Or different combinations of those powers. So when I look forward to this story, I want to look at the actual superheroes. I want it to be like an encyclopedia of these superheroes. Maybe somebody will format these superheroes, and we'll get a role-playing game, a book, where we can now use these superheroes in exchangeable with something like Marvel superheroes. I know there's some game master out there that has a game where superheroes can be where the superheroes are a part of the game, and it's like a Lord of the Rings, but it's already, or Dungeons and Dragons, but they're with superheroes. So something like that will happen. I think I'm looking forward to the sub stories. Like, I think there's going to be one major story arc, like Infinity Wars and Endgame that Marvel pulled off. But I think, like there was an Iron Man and there was a Guardians of the Galaxy and Black Panther that led up to the story, I think they're going to be compartmentalized, smaller stories and smaller story arcs, and I'm looking forward to that as much as I'm looking forward to the main big story arc. I know people say comic books are half illustrators, but I'm not really, I can see different illustrators' art screening Instagram or Facebook, in terms of black creators. Sure, there's never been a book with black creators all having their art in one book. So maybe this will serve as something where you could turn a page and compare different art, black illustrators to another. So that's good. But I really am looking forward to the actual superheroes, what they represent, and then the story that they're put in. And so the sub-story is one, understanding the superheroes is two. And then I'm going to say, first thing I wanted to know, and I was hearing that it was in development, and, they've had some upgrades, in terms of people who were found out about it and offer their services to improve and build on the people that they already have. So I think I'm looking forward to that. And then I'm looking forward to the overall story arc. I mean, I like Thanos. Thanos was not a part of Guardians of the Galaxy, but every small portion of the story Thanos was in, it was still Thanos relating to the greater story arc. So even though Guardians of the Galaxy had a small goal to the first one to stop dude from getting the Power Stone, the guy was getting the stone for Thanos, and Thanos put him up to it. So the overall big story arc was Thanos wanted to get these Power Stones to be able to control the universe and do the snap and reset the universe. Now, in the comic books, he was doing it because he had this girl in his head, Lady Death, and he was doing it to impress her. And I get it that they switched it up and made it about him wanting to do some type of reset of the universe where it would offer people more space to live and deal with overcrowding. And, that was foiled just by the simple fact that he could have snapped and increased the livable space, doubled the size of every planet, all of that stuff. He could have done that, and that would have limited it, solved his situation. But no, he wanted to kill half the people. That's because he's a murderer. He's a sociopath. So I wonder, are we going to get a central villain? Is it going to be a Dormammu type of paranormal entity? It's going to be interesting, something that pulls out the strength and might of every black superhero. I wonder how many similarities there's going to be in superheroes. I wonder if that presents a problem. The ones that live in fictitious universes versus the ones that live here on Earth, the ones that operate in the same city. And, the city has different variations. How many Chicagos are going to be? How many New Yorks are going to be? How many Philadelphias or Washington, D.C.s or Atlantas where they'll be? Then you wonder how many of these people, these superheroes, have they really had that or have addressed the black community? You know, that's my other thing, is like, is this thread a threat, a black threat? You know, because we always joke about black superheroes. You know, are their ventures to stop the comet coming to the earth, or are they to help the black community? You know, is that it? You know, do you invent and something like that? I applaud the Netflix show Supercell for being able to do that. You know, offer a main threat, you know, that is something threatening the black community, and it doesn't seem like it's so much of a black story, you know, but it is a black threat, and it involves non-black people because they're related to black people, they're their friends, and then some of them are on the people who are doing this to black people. So Supercell becomes interesting, but I don't know. I mean, I hate to say it could come out as a light-skinned story in the sense that it doesn't deal with any of the issues and dilemmas that black people are dealing with, but it may, you know, and I think it's very much up in the air, and I think it's cool that we have something like this where, you know, it's a drum roll, we're getting ready to see something like this. But yeah, there's a lot of things that I'm looking forward to in Epiphany Engine. That's why I support it. I know there's haters out there. There was haters, you know, that I don't know. I haven't heard from them, you know. And this was before I started really bigging it up, because I was down with it from inception. You know, it's just I wanted to let it. I don't even know when I first started showing support. I think I started showing support from the beginning, but I have a thing with Kickstarters that sometimes I like to come in that dead space around the 15, 20 days, and then I make my pledge. And then if it doesn't have a slow period, I like to show my support, kind of to nudge other people to give support. So if it's like almost to the goal, that's when I'll drop in, you know, just to, you know, give it some extra life. I'm not one of the people, there's certain projects that I just jump on from the very beginning, but, you know, I'm supporting them from the beginning, but I make my pledge strategically. So that's about it. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Epiphany Engine. I'll talk more about it after it comes out, just like with Space Funk. And cool thing is, Space Funk, I think, still has a couple of days left, even though it's made its goal. This is the gravy period. And Epiphany Engine, I think, got extended a week because they got a couple of thousand to cover up and make. So hopefully they'll make their goal. But for me, regardless, you know, I know they're going to make their goal. I want to know. I want it to be like an encyclopedia. I want it to catch me up on all of the independent black superheroes that, you know, I missed out on supporting their Kickstarters. They don't live in my city, so I don't know of them, don't have no easy reach. You know, they came out years ago, and I didn't get to buy their comic because now it's out of print, whatever. And then I want to see the story. So the story is really big. Are we going to deal with black issues? Or are we going to deal with global issues? And where's the role of blackness? What difference does it make that they're black superheroes? I think those are honest, serious, relative questions. And even if they're only Jeff Carroll questions, fine. I'm Jeff Carroll all my life, yo. So thank you. Like, subscribe, share, comment, and then support these Kickstarters. All right, yo, I'm out.